Hello and welcome back to Whispers from the Dark. This video that you're about to listen to, or audio, is 6 months in the making. Yes, 6 months ago I recorded this. And then I set it aside and did family research to try to find pictures and information about my ancestor in this dream, and haven't been able to find anything. Now I've gone back hundreds of years on both sides of the family. So I've decided to not delay anymore, to go ahead and put it out, because I may or may not ever find her. If I find her, I'll edit the video, update it, and put it out again. Until then, this should give you something to think about. It's pretty cool. It's something that I had forgotten all about. So many things have happened in my lifetime. It's just now, since I'm focusing on trying to come up with topics and divide the different experiences up. You know, some of them are dreams, some of them are visits from past loved ones, some of them are whatever, ghosts or spirits. That I realized that I've got so many that I hadn't really compartmentalized yet and put in a specific category, if that makes sense. This one is interesting. It wasn't my dream. It was my mother's. But her dream, my ancestor that came to her in a dream, saved me from an injury. It's pretty cool. Pop your popcorn, get your favorite beverage, kick back, and listen. This is strange. I was about to start a recording here to explain what this channel is all about and give a shout out to the person that inspired me to do it. And I just remembered something. I remembered a story that was quite odd. That occurred probably 2004. My mom had broken her neck. She was a quadriplegic, and her doctor had signed her over to hospice. And after looking at her chart, I realized she didn't really need to be in hospice if she didn't want to be. And after talking with her, she decided that she wanted to live, and I told her I would help her. So I ended up firing hospice. Well, first she was transferred from that rehab to a nursing home under hospice care. And after a few weeks there, at the local nursing home, I fired hospice and brought her home. And my dad and I took care of her. Now, we had to take her regular bed out of her room and put a hospital bed in there that would, that you could move up and down and had side rails and the whole bit. And the bedroom was pretty good size. I don't know what size, but pretty good. It was big enough for 2 beds or a full-size bed, and a lot of a queen or king and lots of furniture. So it was a pretty good sized bedroom. It was a master bedroom. And there was plenty of room in there for a twin. And so she, instead of me staying in the back room with a baby monitor, where all she'd have to do was call and I could come, she wanted me in the room with her. So I put my bed, a little twin, over in the corner on one side of the bathroom doors, and her bed was further over in the room. Our heads were up against the same wall, the west side. And it was kind of difficult for me to get used to sleeping because her breathing machine, oxygen thing, kept cycling off and on so much, but I finally got to where I could just block it out and go to bed. Excuse me. And I remember one night, and I just now remembered this. How strange. One night, I was laying in bed. I was asleep. Mom was asleep. Dad was probably asleep. He had a bedroom on the other end of the house because he was up and down so much going to the bathroom, and he slept better in his chair. And so, the house was cold, or not cold, quiet, and everything was good. Everybody was asleep. I don't know what time it was, probably 2 or 3 in the morning, maybe. And all of a sudden I hear my mom yelling my name, like panicky yelling, telling me to get over here now. And so I jumped up on my feet, ran about 2 steps, and there I was. And I said, "What?" And she said, don't you see her?" And then she looked back over to her right and said, "Well, she's gone now." And see, I thought she was dreaming. I thought maybe she'd woke up from a dream and was still dreaming and, kind of confused. She didn't have mental problems, didn't have those kind of dreams, but we all occasionally wake up from a dream that was livid or whatever and get a little confused. Those kind of things do happen, I think, to everyone. For a split second or two, you're kind of looking around going, "What? Oh, okay, I was sleeping, I was dreaming, I'm awake now, and everything's okay." But she really was, freaked out. So I remember reaching back and turning on, instead of the bedroom light, I reached back and turned on the bathroom light so I could see her a little better. She could see me and maybe become a little more oriented. And she said, "You didn't see her, did you?" And I said, "No." "Who was it?" And she said, "I think," she said, "Grandma Murray." And I remember when I was young, Mom or Dad talking about Grandma Murray. But I'm not sure who that is. And I'm working on the family tree on both Mom's and Dad's side. And I haven't found that name on Mom's side yet. But I haven't really looked because I'd forgotten about this. But I'm thinking it's Dad's side. I really do. I'm thinking it maybe was his biological mom's mom. But I could be wrong. But she said, Grandma Murray was standing there and told me, "Get you over here right now." And so she said, "I haven't seen her in years. She's been dead forever. But she wanted you over here." And as soon as What's weird is as soon as I got to my mom's bed and said, "What? Are you okay? What's wrong?" And she said, "You didn't see her, did you?" A lamp fell right down on my bed, like on the head, on the pillow part of my head, pillow and shoulder area, where if I was laying, it would have come down over my face onto my chest. Now, the lamp wasn't heavy. It wouldn't have killed me. It might have scratched me up a little bit, but the glass could have broke on my face. That would have sucked. But, the bulb, but the actual shade itself was like a wicker type thing. So, and it was hung by a chain in a hook right above the corner of the bed. Now, when my mom, before she broke her neck, was sleeping in that room, their bed was like sideways up against the north wall, and there was a little bedside table in the corner, and that lamp was hanging over the bedside table. But, flash forward a year or so later, all the furniture gets out except the dresser, and then Mom's hospital bed gets put in there, and then I get a little twin and put it in the corner. And, of course, I leave the lamp alone because it's functional. But whenever that lamp fell down, and I got Mom to fully wake up and tell me what she saw and said and everything, I just kept looking back at that lamp going, what in the world? But it seems like I was dreaming, Mom was dreaming, obviously Dad was. It was the middle of the night, we were all asleep. It seems like whoever this Grandma Murray was, which I don't even know if I ever met. It had to have been my dad's grandmother. So, I don't know. But this woman came to my mother and said, "Get her over here now." And it scared my mom to death. She yelled for me to come, and I did. And literally as soon as I got to her bedside, this lamp fell down. And again, it wouldn't have killed me. The glass bulb, the light bulb in it, could have broke on my chin or something, or on my face and cut me. But it wouldn't have killed me. But I had forgotten all about that. I mean, sometimes when I go home and I look up, before I turn my light out in the bedroom, I look up and I see that hole in the ceiling, and I think about that. But, I think about it for like 3 seconds, and that's it. But I was sitting here and about to make a recording for this channel to tell you why I started it, and to give kudos to the person and the channel that inspired me. And then that story that happened popped into my head, and I had forgotten all about that. So Grandma Murray, which chances are I never met, because my dad's mother left him and his dad when he was about 2 years old. And so I was told I only met my biological grandmother one time. And I was little back then. Because she wasn't the one who raised him. So who Grandma Murray is must be her mother. Could possibly be my grandpa, my dad's mom. Don't know. I'll look up the family tree and be able to know more. But seems like from the grave, had to have been from the grave, she showed up, told my mother to get me over there now. And as soon as I got off the bed and got over there, the lamp fell down on my pillow area. That's pretty bizarre. And again, I had forgotten that story until it's a trip how the brain works. You could sit and get in a mindset on telling stories, telling certain experiences, or explaining why you want to do something, but you're kind of in the mindset of, okay, I'm thinking about ghost stuff, spirit stuff, and I'm going to be explaining this. And then all of a sudden something that happened that you forgot about comes to mind. And that is such a trip. Well, whoever Grandma Murray is, thank you, Grandma Murray. To think you had my back is amazing.